We're going to put that part in a blooper because I actually have bloopers as well. Stop it. I have you in a blooper going, Dave smells.
That was me pretending that the sound wasn't working.
It always is because they can hear me. Just because you're mute. I've muted you. Mute. Right. Here's money. Just mute yourself.
I'm a mute swan.
So, hi guys. Welcome back to Dwellers in the Dark. And we have a guest. The original.
I'm a guest on my own channel. That's how bad I am.
Yeah, you have been bad. We've missed
Sorry,
you.
guys.
We've missed you well and truly. So we're here to discuss some of the army lists for the ETC.
We are.
In 3 weeks' time. Trust me, I am nervous. Should be. I'm very nervous.
No,
Very
it'll be
nervous.
fine.
And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at which armies have we got.
We've got Team Italy as
Is
our
that
first
Italy
one.
1?
Italy1.
Right.
And then my phone then goes on to the good old display. Yeah,
Hello,
we're
Adam.
like,
Loads of screens. Show him your screens.
and then
Sing 5 screens.
yeah, with this call. And then we're going to talk about Netherlands Team 2.
Right. Okay, so let's crack on straight with Italy 1. And we have Airborne Reclaimed. Here, let me put the old listing up in front of you there, bud, so you can see what I've got as well. Okay, so we've got, start off with the first one. We've got Biffer with 12 Iron Hills Dwarves. Nice to see the new models coming out.
Yeah.
Not a lot of models from the There and Back Again book coming through to the ETC. But, you know, maybe that's because it's a new thing and people haven't really tested the stuff
And
just
with
yet.
the list submission had to be done with some of the models still that you might know about watching this, but they hadn't been confirmed when they were going to be out.
Indeed.
So,
yeah. Indeed. So then we have Saruman the White on a horse.
Standard.
Nice inclusion there. Legolas with 2 Guard of the Gladrium Court.
But Legolas with a horse.
Yeah, so he can get away from
So
them.
yeah,
They've got big pikes made. I wouldn't want to be around big pikes.
that's how I play games. Run away from my team.
And then we have Damrod. Now we're getting the Gondor. Yo, for Gondor. Getting Gondor coming back in here with what? We have 9 Guard of the Fountain Court.
One of them with a banner.
Yes. I always mess that one up. I always come Fountain Court Guard or something like that. I mess it up.
But it's weird because you've got Guards of the Fountain Court, Guards of the Gladrium Court. Right? Most people call them Fountain Court Guards, and I guess, oh well.
Ignore me.
Yeah.
And then we could have, yes, famous Erkenbrand. He's there with his horn. Blowing his horn to 4 Sons of Earl.
And of course he's on a horse. And they can run around together. Maybe with Legolas.
Very quickly on, you mentioned, oh, we're losing everything. And this is like a little fufa. You mentioned earlier your thoughts on why Erkenbrand in such a list that's got bodyguard and quite high defense.
Yeah,
going on.
so if going down this list, when you start with dwarves are already courage 4, that's pretty good. A good place to be. Your Gladrium Court Guard courage 6. Your Fountain Court Guard have got bodyguard. For me, adding an Erkenbrand with a horn, it feels like going overboard with anti-wraith thoughts in your head.
Yeah.
Worrying too much about courage modifiers. I guess unless you're as bad at rolling courage tests as me, and maybe this person is a failure like I am when it comes to rolling courage tests. But for me, courage 4 is normally enough.
Let's look at the rest of the Italian list, because that could be the 5th list as well.
It could be.
That could be. Something to mention about the Italian list is what they've actually done is they've gone, these are the armies we like. Who in Italy has these models?
Wow.
And I think that
That's
has
quite interesting.
really helped the community so much. They've gone, right, let's make this a community effort.
Yeah.
Who's got these models? We'll make up these nice lists.
I might just start doing that for tournaments anyway.
I think so too.
I want to bring an army of Gundabad trolls. So if you can all send me your Gundabad trolls, I'll take them to a tournament.
Okay, let's get back to reality. Right, we're looking at Arnor here. We've got... Oh, you want to go through this list?
Yeah, so this one is a Grey Company list. We've got Halbrad with 11 Rangers of Arnor, some of them with spears. We've got Arathorn with some Rangers of Arnor, 11 of them, again, some with spears. We've got a Captain of Arnor with 10 Rangers, and then 1 Warrior of Arnor, so they can have that banner in there.
Yeah.
Sadly, the Rangers can't take a banner. And then they have got, I think, if I counted this right earlier.
1, 2,
7,
3,
I think.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 Dunedain, and then Floy on his own. So,
if you notice, 2 of these Dunedain have... Oh no, all of them, bar 1, have bows.
they should all have bows, spears.
My apologies.
Yeah. All but one have spears.
Oh, yes, sorry,
Yeah. It's weird that the order of the equipment on the list isn't the same on each one.
It got mixed up. My apologies there.
I mean, it's quite interesting. It's good to see great company out there.
Yeah.
They're always an interesting list to play against because of not just being a mass of bows, but the serious amount of might and the spread. It's all spread through the army, so you can never predict where the heroic actions are going to come from, and things like heroic accuracy can come out then.
Yeah.
Completely removing your shade or your fell beast
Indeed.
early in the game.
Indeed.
It's very powerful.
Or even getting rid of that fell warg that's running for a domination objective or something like that. So something key. I haven't counted the meta yet, but it looks like the amount of fell beasts is low, the amount of ring rates is high, both on foot and horse, but now the near all mounted forces, Rivendell Knights, Gladrim Knights, Rangers, or Dunedains, well, they're not on horses, but
No.
the Rangers,
North,
there's a lot, and Rohan, quite a few Rohan as well. It looks like we've got a galloping axe there.
So I guess this army is good in that matter because they can try and remove quite a few horses.
Indeed.
They can use all that might for heroic moves for the second round of combat.
Yeah.
Having taken the initial hit, they can then hopefully get on top of the horsemen and remove a few of them from their saddles.
18 might.
Yeah. And Floy.
No,
So-
I think Floy is amazing.
Yeah.
People say Floy and Legolas, ouch. I say no. Floy and anyone with a bow.
Yeah.
Floy and anyone with a bow. Legolas has one serious shot.
particularly
He's got
potent, Legolas.
3 shots if he goes normally, but this one has something like, 18 plus more shots with Floy?
I've been quite a fan of fielding Floy, Legolas, and Alfred before There and Back Again came out.
Yeah.
Because you could take out a couple of foul beasts, or a couple of ring rates on foul beasts before you were in trouble.
Yeah.
Obviously now, can't do that with Alfred, but it's a shame in some ways to see Floy in there from the theme point of view.
Yes.
But this isn't what the ETC is about. It's about winning, just absolute domination on the battlefield. So this should do well.
46 models, semi-average. We have 72 in one army list, and we have 18 in another army list. Obviously, we have some flying circuses there, but so 40, what is it, 46, did I say?
Yes, that's just above average what you expect for the points level. So it's good to see that in there.
Okay, cracking on to the next one from Italy1, and we have what I class as the Trandrel. Now, usually we have Trandrel in this list, and this is nice to see that it's all elves. It's a full Lothlorien and Mirkwood with Trandrel, our general. A really, really nice choice with his elven cloak, I think, and his nature's wrath.
The magical one, so he's bringing within the circlet of kings.
And then we have Gladriel, Lady of Light. The stats on this one are wrong because I had to readjust the name to make the points equal, but Army Builder, again, problem 125 she comes up as on this, which is actually 130. Then we have Stormcallers. Now, we are seeing a lot of Stormcallers. In fact, forget it, we've got 3 in this list alone. This guy is definitely wanting to knock you down one way or another.
And having Core Winds, Nature's Wrath, it's a good lot of choice. Take out Foul Beast quite easily with 3 lots of Core Winds.
Yeah.
And if you can get them bunched together, your Nature's Wrath is great. But in there, we've got a mixture of Wood Elf Warriors, Gladrian Court, of course, to get Fight 6, so you're one up of most captains, and actually a lot of the heroes, like the Nazgul and the bottom of the top tier of heroes of Men of Fight 5 as well.
Yeah.
Like Eoma, for you GBHL podcast fans, only Fight 5. Still only Fight 5.
Ouch! Anyway, moving back on.
Sorry.
Keep your political views to yourself. Right. So I like this list.
Yeah.
I like this list. This reminds me of kind of like the old GBHL meta sort of lists. Yeah.
This actually was very similar to the pre-GBHL list that we had
Right.
at the end of the Lord of the Rings era, when we first got the new source books.
Yeah.
And we were moving into the Hobbit era. In the UK tournaments, you could only take a maximum of 1 Stormcaller or 2 Stormcallers at many events.
Wow.
Because of how potent they were in lists like this.
So it'll be very interesting then.
Blinding light, stay protected. If
Yeah.
they come near you, blast. Bye-bye.
Now Italy's given us 3 good lists, and now they're changing their tone and they're giving us 2 evil lists. And we start off with the Goblin King, and I've got a very, very interesting point here. And I'm so glad that Owen's here, because I'm sure he'll have picked this out. I'm putting you on the spot. We'll come to it in a moment. It's the last warband. We start off with Fat Boy Slim. Get in there with the Goblin King. What can I say?
He's rapping now.
and he's bringing his usual. He's got 12 buddies in a bag there.
Yeah.
We then have the Scribe, and though the bag is small, he's pulling out 12 buddies as well. So again, the usual sort of Maria Goblin list. We have the Shaman. Now, we've seen Shamans in other lists, and it's happening in this. We're having 2 Shamans, which is a lot of meta thought process of we're going to be doing red versus blue sort of games. We're going to be trying to focus our Shamans into those to get the benefit. And I'm seeing multiple Shamans in lists. Like you've seen multiple Stormcallers, we're also seeing multiple Shamans.
It's also good if you come up against those single Wraith lists in the blue versus blue.
Yeah.
Because they can knock 1 Shaman at 1 turn, but you've still got another Shaman there.
Yeah,
it might still be worth casting your Fury, or you might hold them out and try and get some transfixes.
You got a ring raid on a Fell Beast. Do you want to bring him close enough to sap Will with that Goblin King and his Shrine has got 4 Goblin?
Yeah.
These are things to consider. 50 points to get rid of some sap Will.
One of them's leading Goblin Warriors, but the other one's got a full warband of Black Shields.
He does
which
indeed.
is incredibly powerful.
Then we have Groblog, and he's got his own literal crown. He's messing around with a few bits and pieces, some Black Shields in there, and some more Warriors.
And again, Groblog, pretty standard in the Shaman list. Get those 5+ without having to use your might, so you can save that might for countering the heroics.
And now we're down to the last warband. And Owen, tell me what you think about this one.
I was a little bit surprised with the last warband. So it's got a Gundabad Orc Captain.
Excellent.
Then 1 Gundabad Warrior with a banner.
Yeah.
So obviously getting your banner in.
Yeah.
Okay, and then 11 Goblin Mercenaries.
Yes.
11 Goblin Mercenaries.
Which he can't use because
they can't appear.
But he can use them, but he can't use the Goblin Mercenary special
They
rule.
need the captain to be a Goblin Mercenary for them to pop up all over the board. So they're literally just acting as an armoured bunch of goblins.
Now, as a fair TO, I spoke to Italy about this one, and I said, guys, do you see a bit of a problem here? And they came back to me and went, nope, no problem at all. We're spending the same amount of points on goblins as we would Goblin Mercenaries. We're losing their ability, but we're getting the one thing that goblins don't have into our list, which is a banner. So they're keeping goblins throughout the whole army, but they're getting in that banner.
And it's a lovely little twist. And by giving them the captain so they can't use the mercenary rule to appear anywhere, actually might make them more potent in this list, because this list doesn't want them to be spread out over the table. They really want everything close together. And using that Fury. And obviously a Gundabad Orc Captain.
Strength 5. Defense 7.
Yeah.
I'm having some of that any day.
I've not got much bad things to say about them, really.
And then you've got a banner bearer with defense 6.
Yeah.
That's a survivable banner. Yeah. So I was concerned when I first saw this list, but there you go. So that's quite a nice one. So that's Italy 1.
It's quite nice to see a twist on a list we're familiar with, bringing the there and back again models in.
Yeah.
And I'll be really interested to see what models they do use.
Yeah, I've seen the conversion, and the conversions are quite nice. Good. They are. They have gone with the GW theme.
So if you're watching this, Team Italy, I want to see pictures. I want close-ups. I want work in progress
Team
stuff.
Italy, I already have the pictures.
I want them though.
I'm not sure he's not good enough.
It doesn't share anything with you.
Gonna drink. Okay, so moving on. We're now up against Netherlands 2. And Netherlands 2 starts us off with what I class as Duran's Folk. So,
Hang on, was it Netherlands 2?
oh dearie me, it may actually.
Let me just check because I've forgotten. It's been. Oh yeah, it's Netherlands 2. I'm doubting myself.
No wonder I don't have him on his own channel anymore.
This is why I can't make videos on my own.
Right, so Duran's Folk. We have Balin, son of Fundun. Why would you call yourself Fundun?
I don't think you call yourself a name. I think people call you names. That's how it works.
But didn't the Americans... Yeah, they've got me a lot of names.
Yeah.
But didn't the Americans have a child that divorced his own family or something like that?
Well, and in Australia, where the names of the children have to go through family courts because people call their children things like dishwasher. So,
Okay.
family courts. So
we'll leave Fundun alone then.
We'll
Poor
leave
Balin.
Fundun. He's
Poor
not-
Balin.
yeah, he's got a couple of hazards,
Yeah.
4 iron, and then dwarf warriors with shield.
Now, this list threw you a bit because you were thinking, how can the King's Champion have...
Well, all I got on my screen didn't have the points amount and didn't have the names of the models. Just Foe Spear, Iron Shield, Foe Spear, Iron Shield. So I assumed they were Iron Hills, and then I realised what they were. We've got Vault Wardens.
We have a lot of Vault
We've got a lot of
Wardens.
Vault Wardens. This warband with King's Champion, incredibly high defense.
Yeah.
A load of Vault Wardens, incredibly high defense. This is your anvil.
Yeah.
And the great thing with Vault Wardens is the shield guys have got axes.
Yes.
So when it doesn't matter, say you're fighting against an army of the dead, you can make use of those axes, try and cut people down.
We'll talk about axes in a minute. We will talk about axes in a minute. But yes,
Yeah.
it's the first King's Champion warband that doesn't have 6 Khazad Guard, 4 Dwarf Warriors. It's every other, and there's been loads of King's Champions come. I think
Yeah.
King's Champion should have been a named hero
I-
at one point. I only say that jestingly.
I still maintain they shouldn't be a named hero, but they should just cost 10 points more or something.
Maybe. No, it's the fact that nearly every country has sent
Oh, yeah.
a King's Champion,
Yeah.
or in some cases, a couple of King's Champions
Yeah.
in different lists.
I
But
did play against a force at a doubles once, which both halves of the force were led by King's Champions, and they'd got this little story about 2 different dwarf kings and
Yeah.
sending their champions to
Cool.
fight, and I was like,
That's fair
that's
enough.
believable.
That's believable. I mean, dragons flying, that's believable as well.
Dwarves can get along for 10 minutes. Of
Yeah.
course.
And we're into good old Floy.
Yeah, these come with a handful of dwarf warriors.
With
and
bows.
That's how I prefer to use Floy, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Stick him far away from any issues. Get the
Indeed.
most out of his special rule.
Now we have some of the new boys coming in. The book has been opened there and back again, and a couple of things have jumped out, and they are...
Thorin Oakenshield, King Under the Mountain, leading
Yes.
10 Iron Hills dwarves.
Yeah.
And there's not much to say, really, because Thorin is a solid hero.
But you've got 2 solid
got-
blocks now.
You've got,
King's Champion
Yeah.
and Thorin.
and actually, you go the weakness in this. The weakness is Balin. If you'd have said that to me 5 years ago, I'd go, you should never call Balin a weakness.
No,
Right? He's
no.
high defense, he's high fight, he's got loads of might, and
What I'm seeing meta-wise is people now are looking at, harping unfortunately back to the GT, Denethor. They're looking at the cheapest general so that you can throw your powerful stuff in like grenades. Thorin, who cares if he gets killed, if he does as much damage as possible. He's not having that banner of, I am a general, I'm giving general points away as well. He's a case of, I am now something to be worried about.
but also not having. If they'd have put Floy as general, it's too obvious a target anyway.
Yeah.
So now they've got to kill Floy to stop you from negating all their rules, and kill Balin to get the general kill.
And then have a King's Champion there as well.
And trying to break you in
Yeah.
your army's crazy high defense.
Nice one.
Yeah,
nice
well
one, Dutchland. Sorry,
Deutschland. That's very close to Deutschland.
No, it's not. I had this conversation with the Dutch, and they're lovely guys. Anyway, so moving
job.
on. We have. I always get this pronunciation wrong.
Don't ask me. I just call them high elves.
A region. Yeah, it's a region. It's a region in Rivendell, literally. So we have Gilgalad on armored horse with
some high elf warriors.
4 bows in there.
Yeah. Every good army that I've written for a while starts with Gilgalad, and then I swap him out again later on when I convince myself I don't want to use him again.
We've got Rivendell Knight Captain.
Yeah, and again 4 Rivendell Knights, just a smattering of bows there.
We have Gladriel, not Lady of Light.
No, but it is the magic-y one.
Yeah.
Magic-y one.
Magic-y one. And she brings a sentinel as a boyfriend.
With 5 Wood Elf warriors with bow. It's nice to see sentinels in there. Good anti-groomer.
Yeah.
Not hugely useful when it's good versus evil, but when it could be another good force, and it could be a Warrior of Minas Tirith pulled out that you can then get heroic combat off.
Yes.
Or if you do happen to come against an army which doesn't have fury, that's got orcs or goblins, they're amazing. Just pulling stuff out of place. Final warbands, Rumil, everybody loves him. Everybody hates playing against him. With some Wood Elf warriors, these just kitted out for combat. It's nice. It's a balanced list. It's nice to see elves being used to synergize other elves.
Indeed. It's great. The amount of elves we're seeing at the ETC is great as well. And then this is Rohan with Saruman, with Eomer, Knight of the Pelennor, as our general.
We're in a warband with a couple of Sons of Earl, some Royal Guard, one of them carrying a banner, and then some Westfold Red Shields, which tells you what's coming up later on.
Ah, indeed.
In the next warband, we've got Erkenbrand, again leading some Sons of Earl, some Westfolds. There's some Royhan. There's Royhans and Rohan.
Rohan and Royan.
Rohan Royal, which is what I was saying.
If you ever meet a Royhan, say hello from us.
Yeah. You'll start a new chant. Royhan. Oh dear. This can go in the bloopers too.
Yeah, this is a blooper. Well, anyway.
Yeah. So, bringing the horn, I think in this list it's a bit more useful.
Yes, because we've got very, very low courage throughout in this.
And Sons of Courage 4.
Yeah.
But everything else being Courage 3. There is some bodyguard, but you if you're doing all mounted, you need to get the charge off. You can't afford for people to fail Courage tests and block the movement of your other riders. Final warband.
Well, we've got 2. We've got Owen, Shield Maiden, and Rohan. Right? And she's got 4 outriders there, and she's got 2 red shields as well. I'm going to have to say Westfold red shields here. Sounds right. A couple of bows going on there, and that's a nice cheap hero. Really nice cheap hero.
Well, she's so powerful for the points. Again, it's that thing of she's somebody you can throw in. You don't worry about her killing stuff. She's going to do the job. And in the title of the army, Saruman the White, on a horse. A number of times I've seen lists like this going out. I like this one because there's a lot of Royal Guard.
Yes.
I think for me, if I was building a Rohan army, I would put more Royal Guard in it than I normally see when I'm playing in the league, because I think they bring with them naturally better skills than the red shields for not many points.
Yeah.
So for me, and they're lovely models. Let's be honest.
I like the army.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it is a serious mobile army. The only thing I don't like about it is it's 29 models.
Yeah.
And we're seeing 72 model counts up there already with actually some biggish heroes thrown in as well.
But then maybe this is one for when the matchups come, which is one of the ones where you want to choose almost who it's going to go against.
Yeah.
This is a key one maybe for the team to decide.
It would be... I'd love to see this on the table.
Yeah.
Either way, I'd love to see this on the table.
Yeah, obviously it could be their dummy.
It could be. Or we could have this one. Now, this actually so far is my nicest list. It's only slightly tainted from purity, only slightly, but it's just a lovable list. And I shout out, if some of the Middle Earth team are going to be there, they're going to take tails back and say how much they loved it as well.
This list, if this list gets to the table as one of their actual lists, right, all of you people who play it will have to buy them a drink or a chocolate bar or something, because I love it.
So far, I have access to maybe a couple of small prizes, actually one or two very big prizes, but small prizes that I managed to secure. I haven't told anyone. I'm not even telling you guys, but if this list gets to the table, I am solely tempted that it might get this prize just for the list.
So
itself.
this list is fiefdoms with Imrahil, with 6 mounted knights with lance, and then 6 men at arms on foot.
Yeah.
Second warband, Fall on the Fat. 5 knights on foot, 2 Blackroot Vale, and 5 axemen. Obviously, you've got to take axemen if you're taking 4 along, just because it's rule of cool.
Rule of cool, I like it.
Then there's Angbor the Fearless, one of the coolest models to use in the game, because for some reason the guy can't really, statistically shouldn't do very much, but he's awesome. I've never had a bad game using him.
Good.
8 clansmen, 4 Blackroot Vale again. I still miss the spears on Blackroot Vale archers. It hurts that they're not there. And then you can put the
Radagast the Brown
the
on
cherry
a
on
horse,
the top.
the cherry on the top. He's got some serious little magic going in there. It's not such an offensive magic,
No.
but it is a game changer at certain points, and I can't wait to see his conversion.
Well, I like having Radagast with Imrahil. It's something that I liked from years ago, because with Panic Steed, those Nazgul cannot just come and take Imrahil out with a transfix and then pounce on him, because they overcommit. They could lose either a bunch of will, because if you roll a 6 with that cast on Radagast, they're going to need to roll a handful of dice, because they need to save their might for fighting Imrahil. I love it. I love this list.
Again, what I love is, okay, we have 6 knights here, and we have Radagast on horse, but you can do what I do. Take one mounted model and throw it over into the corner for no reason at all to come back in and win the game.
Yeah.
Oops, that's giving away my tactic.
Especially with the Dol Amroth, the Defense 6.
It's a beautiful list.
Yeah.
Get it on the table. Guys, get this one on the table. Please. Right. It may not win you the...
No, we're not saying take it because of competitiveness. We're saying
it's
it is
beautiful.
Just lovely.
It's beautiful. And now we have the last one. Now, the Dutch, Team 2, have gone good. And I mean good across the board. And we finish up with Survivors of Lake Town. Take it away there, buddy.
Okay, so the obvious starting point for any Survivors list, Gandalf the Grey.
Excellent.
Leading 6 Lake Town militia, half with spear. I love him.
You do you?
The models are great. Gandalf being in that list, it makes sense. I look forward, Adam, to seeing Gandalf leading other troops, maybe like Rohan, maybe like Gondor.
My apologies. This part is a blooper. Just stop it. Move on.
Adam. Are you listening? I'm just making it more awkward now.
Not really.
So
your relationship with everyone in Nottingham is your own relationship. Let's move on.
I'll get it in the neck now.
I'm not editing this.
Then there's Bard.
I have enough. Forget Bard. I have enough work to do.
Bard the Bowman, leading an identical warband.
He's on a horse?
He's on a horse. Good to see.
Okay.
He's got a great bow, obviously, which is great. Percy, leading a warband of Lake Town militia again. Yeah.
He's
all with bow. I like Percy. I think he's I'd like to see what the conversion is they're using.
Yes.
I'm interested in seeing that, but I'm also interested in seeing when GW bring one.
Right. Yeah.
Because so far the Lake Town heroes have all looked spot on for what their film looked like, and I'd like to see what that one looks like.
Alfred, do you think they'll bring Alfred in a dress?
I hope so.
I think you've passed enough across the whole world. Oh, I'm here in Warhammer World. Yes, it's Owen. How many today? Oh, 5,000, please. I've got friends across the world.
I did once buy 20. I always leave one. There's something, if you ever go to Warhammer World and there's only one Alfred, it means I've been.
Or they're worried he's coming again.
Yeah.
So they've hidden it all.
Alfred leading some more Lake Town militia.
Yeah.
And the final warband having Hilda, again with another load of Lake Town militia.
Very nice.
Overall, it's an army list we know works because we've seen it work.
Yes.
We've seen aspects of this in the past with J. Clare in the British Hobbit League.
Indeed.
But I've seen it around the world in pictures.
Go on.
But we've seen it around the world so far. People are in all the different leagues are theorising this similar list to this one.
Yes, indeed.
Because the Lake Town militia are such good value.
Yep.
The heroes are good value. And with Gandalf, can't go far wrong, can you?
Good, powerful hero in Bard and Gandalf. And the most important thing for me, 65 models on the table. It's just getting close to the top 72. It's good enough on a lot of the, any of the scenarios, except maybe Lords of Battle is where it could, depending on the matchup. But we're looking at heirlooms, so it's coming on a Maelstrom of Battle. You're bringing on big units all over the place. A big unit can take 2 to 3 turns to destroy, no matter what you've got against it.
Yeah.
Hold ground the same.
And anything you don't kill, the warband that comes on the other side has still got... It's not like with Wood Elves, where you lose a warband, you might have lost a third of your army.
Indeed,
With these guys, lose a warband, shoulders, walk on.
They're hobbits with different dresses on. That's it. Sorry, hobbits. Right, so that is basically the Dutch team 2 and the Italy team 1.
Yeah.
Your captain, how would you see the matchup there?
I think, like we said, getting the list that is the most specialised against the right army is the key.
Okay.
I think the Goblin King with Goblin Mercenaries, I don't care who I'm playing if I'm fielding that.
Yeah, that's true.
Because most of the armies out there, if it won't beat it, it will take it really close.
It will, yeah. And obviously we don't know what the first scenario is.
Whereas I'd say the Grey Company, I would want to be picking who that's playing, because that Grey Company list, and same with the Rohan all-mounted list,
yes,
I want those against the right person.
Okay, because it is a different question, and hence why I've done it, to make sure that all the captains have a mind-bounding time thinking. I wanted to make it a game outside the game. I didn't just want, turn up and look at a draw who you turn up against. I wanted people to start really competitively thinking, or having a laugh trying to outthink their opponents in this one. What list do you think is the 5th list? Now, start with Italy.
Italy. See, that's difficult. Now I'd probably say the Grey Company.
The Grey Company.
The Halberad and Floy.
Floy. Okay.
I would be tempted only because I think it's, for the missions that are there, it's a very specific type of army. Okay. And I wonder whether they won't take it and put it on the table simply for the fact that they'll want to take the Swiss Army knife.
Ah, yes.
Rather than taking the specific.
The Dutch team 2.
I think I've got a feeling, I'd be sad to say this, but I've got a feeling the Swans, the fiefdoms, might not make it. But, to be honest, they've got the all-mounted Rohan. That might not be it. And
it could even be the Lake Town.
Well, it could. To be honest, I don't know the people from the Netherlands. I don't know. Maybe this team doesn't even own the models for that 5th one, and they've put it in there as a major bluff.
Yeah.
To make.
It's possible. Well, the key thing, the reason I did the 5th list was just on the off chance that Fred doesn't turn up. Sorry, Fred, whoever you are. Fred doesn't turn up. but the captain's girlfriend.
If you don't turn up now, Fred, you're in trouble.
The captain's girlfriend has turned along, and she's played a little, and they need someone in the 4 team. And so they now have 2 lists to pick from.
Yeah.
Do you give them the Flying Circus, or do you give them a Goblin Town army?
Yeah.
Do you know what I
I
mean?
guess, like, looking at that, I wouldn't give a player who's subbing in. I would be tempted not to give them the all-mounted Rohan unless they're used to playing all-mounted.
Indeed.
Because if they're not, though, the number of times I've played against all-mounted lists and decimated them purely because the user wasn't very experienced, even though the list was good. Whereas the fiefdoms, that's quite a solid list.
Yep.
If you've got a fifth man coming in to save the day, give them the fiefdoms. They might not win every game, but if they can get 2 or 3 wins on that first day, it could be enough to put you on the podiums day 2.
Well, the beauty of it is that you can lose a game.
Yeah.
You can put in a dud to swallow up. I mean, you could put in we'll say an all Goblin Town army to swallow up the VPs in Reconnoiter. We'll say that a Flying Circus could trying to get. Okay, as an example, so you're throwing in a dead army there to ensure that your 3 more powerful armies can take the others. Yeah. So there's that, because all you need to win, you don't need all 4 wins. You just need to beat your opponents.
And obviously, when they were writing these lists, they had no idea what they were going to come against. They could come against 3 Flying Circus lists, with a 4th being the Goblin King and Moria Shamans.
Yes.
So when you know that's your matchup, you might go, well, how are we going to get a win with one of our lists? It's never going to be able to beat the Flying Circus.
Yes. But how can we get the VPs?
How can we get the most VPs? How can we get the best result out of this?
It's a headache to be a captain.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
right.
they've done well. They've done well this far to get all the lists in and have them.
They have. Right. We're going to wrap it up there, guys. Thank you very much for watching this episode. We'll try and get another episode or whatever, and we need to get Owen back on camera. My God, my beauty is only excelled by his presence. Another blooper. Another blooper. Owen smells. Anyway.
It does. It's not wrong.
Cheers, guys. Really appreciate that.